This is a proof that this strategy actually works. And if you check my previous video, you will see how I analyze this BTC USD chart, and you see how it's playing out right now. So in this video, I'll be showing you a very simple step-by-step process on how you can catch a trade like this just on BTC, okay, and any other pair of your choice, okay. But this trade requires patience, of which even before we enter this trade, we got cooked, okay, because we didn't follow our plan, okay. So it's just very simple. So the strategy is just very simple. You need to go to the 4-hour time frame, identify the structures, or the daily time frame, identify the structure, the last swing high and the last swing lows. So you just need to have one different time frame for your structures, okay, either the 4-hour or the daily, but I highly recommend the 4-hour as a day trader, okay. So the 4-hour time frame, you want to go and check, is the trend bullish, just like this, creating higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, higher highs. That's what we want to know. If price is creating something like that, you want to be looking for buys, okay. And to confirm your point of entries, you need to actually always wait for this simple setup to play out, okay. You want price to give you a higher high, BOS. You want a break of structure, okay. If there is no break of structure, no entry. Break of structure, okay. You want price to break structure, and after the break of structure, what should come to your mind? You should think and look for what your next point of interest or your POI. Start plotting your point of interest, the nearest demand, okay. You need to start looking for your demand zones, okay, because of what price going to only react from demand here since we are bullish, okay. So on this leg of expansion, look for demand zones that is resting along these areas, and any demand, if you are to take any demand, try to have more high probability trades. Take demands that are below the 50% level, okay, and demand also that stored a low before, and also demand that stored a low before the zone, okay. If you look here, this is a demand zone, right, and this is a low that was formed before price took it out, then still bought, okay. So for you to have a high probability zone to buy from, okay, look for the demand that have wick that almost tapped into that zone and did not tap into it, okay, and pushed, because all of these things you are seeing here is people trying to engage here and they get cooked, they get taken out, then market still goes their way, okay. So that is it for this one. So on the 4-hour, you get to look for the structure. Then on the 1-hour time frame, you want to look out for this liquidity that is resting on that zone. If there is no liquidity, then the zone is not going to be that valid. Then on the 15-minute or the 5-minute, once price taps into that zone, scale to the 5-minute or the 15-minute for your chalk, change of character, then you get to buy to the upside. Once price start creating lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high, then higher high, change character, you buy from there. Just very simple. It doesn't need to be hard at all. So the next one is the selling market, okay, the bearish market. So in the bearish market, you get to do something like this, okay. You get to do something just like the way you see price creating lower low, lower high, lower low. Then this BOS is your confirmation first, break of structure, right. Then this is the BOS. Then what happened? You want price to retrace into the 50% level and your POI, okay, and tap into your point of interest that stored what? Highs, okay. So this one was lows, this one was highs, okay. So you want price to sweep that highs out, tap into that zone, then you scale to the lower time frame to look for your entry, okay. So it's just very simple. So this is a very simple trade that I took on the BTC USD, and this is more like the buying market, okay. So the way it happened is very simple. I went on the 4-hour time frame. Let's zoom the chart. You can see that BTC is very bearish. I'm looking at here, price created this last low, higher high, then a lower low, then a lower high, then a lower low. Then what is price creating? A lower high, okay. But before price creates this lower high, what is it doing? Okay, price will actually buy to get into this 50% discount to look for a valid zone here to sell. Okay, so that's just what BTC is doing. I noticed that. So I went to the 4-hour time frame, which we're actually on now. I noticed that price actually took out this high. I was going to sell from a supply here because of what it stored some inducement before it. Then price filled that, and we were just watching. Price broke structure with a wick and still created a low and still went higher, then came to take it out. Then what happened? BOS to the upside. So I plotted my fib from this high, which you can see, to this low. I noticed that price was not even close to the 0.5 level, so that alone gave me a very big confirmation for this trade. So that is the first confirmation. So we are bullish just to come into this 50% level. Maybe price can still push, but this 15% level, there's a high chance that price is already discounted and price would want to sell. That is just it. So on BTC USD, you can see the way price actually came, break structure to the upside with a wick, then formed a low, then went to form a high, then price came, grabbed that low, break structure to the upside. So this BOS came to my mind. I was like, okay, this is very nice, break of structure, which is good. Okay, so what's the next thing after a break of structure? According to our rule here, the next thing is to go to the 1-hour time frame. After plotting your zone, you go to the 1-hour time frame to look for your liquidity. So on the liquidity part, okay, you can see that we can still spot some liquidity, but not that clear here because we're still going to the 1-hour time frame. But before that, this is our demand zone. I plotted it out. Then on the 1 hour right now, so looking at the BTC USD on the 1-hour time frame, you can actually see there was a low presented before price pushed and tapped into the zone. And this low can be in form of a trend line. You can see this is people first touch, second touch, third touch. Then they are buying to take profit from this high. Then price retrace, takes them out. Okay, so this is more like liquidity engineering itself. And immediately price took it out. Look at what happened. Price bought all the way to the upside, taking out this high. Okay, so how could we have capitalized on this trade? It's just very simple. Immediately you see price tap into this your zone, you want to go to the lower time frame, like the 5 minutes time frame or the 15 minutes. Okay, so on the 5 minutes, if you look at BTC USD on the 5 minutes, I noticed that price actually came. Price was giving us a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, then a lower low. Price swept that low out. What happened? Break structure. Okay, and still created some inducement to this demand. Okay, maybe price came here, tapped into it, then price break above this high. So it was just very clean entry. Okay, it was just a very clean entry from there. Okay, so how could you have entered? Price actually changed character around here. Okay, price took out this low, right? Price took out this low, then broke structure to the upside on the 5 minutes. Okay, and what happened? Where is the demand area or the other block to actually buy from? You can either buy from this demand, which is resting here, okay, or you buy from this breaker block, which is resting along this region. So everything was just so perfect on BTC USD. So the entry was just very simple. So limit was all set right here. Just along, maybe price broke this high, we just entered manually. Okay, so we entered manually, stop loss below, and see where BTC is right now. Okay, so if you doubt this, go and watch the previous video that I posted last. Everything was just here live. Okay, and also on the group. So this strategy is just very simple, guys. Make sure to go and watch this video again, back test with it. So make sure to go and watch the video if you don't understand anything. So that is how we took this buy setup. That's how we predicted all of this move on BTC. This is around how many pips? Around 3,000 points, 3,500 points on BTC. So it's just very simple. So that is it on BTC. Where are we going to? Overall high is here. That's where it's going to take out. Then if it gets around here, maybe there will be selling structure going to be presenting itself here. We don't know yet, but for now this is it on BTC USD. So just a quick trading recap. Okay, quick trade recap on this. Okay, first thing is what you need for you to buy. You need a BOS. Okay, the BOS is the first thing on this 4-hour structure. Okay, BOS. Then the second thing is the liquidity. Okay, and the third thing is, where is your demand? Your demand must be below your liquidity. Okay, and if you look here, this is our demand before our liquidity, and immediately price takes out your demand, your liquidity lows. You need to scale towards to the lower time frame, like the 15 or the 5 minutes. But most time it works very well on the 5 minute, because you can easily get your entry and price will push. So on the 5 minutes, you go wait for what? Change of character, which you can actually see here. On the 5 minute, this is a change of character, price change character, created even some inducement. Okay, made the price, created some inducement, tapped into that block, then pushed. So this was it, guys. And so if you actually want to be trading like this, you can just join my mentorship, or you can just join my free Telegram group and subscribe to this channel. You can also trade with this, because there's nothing I'm hiding with this strategy. Okay, so this is how we trade. See you guys on the next episode. Bye.